This is crazy, I'm on the right track, I'm finally found. You need some soul searching, the time is now. All I need is one mic.
Okay, so in my last video, I read you guys this letter that Satan had sent to her attorney, and her attorney had then forwarded to mine. But that day, the day before I got this, there were a few more emails that went back and forth that day. And the level of insanity, I just got to show you guys. I can't even explain it. So let me read you guys those, and then I'll tell you about the letter that my attorney sent to this. And just to remind you guys, this was the last email I got from Satan, where she's like, please contact your attorney for an explanation on how real estate contracts are signed. And then she tells me no partial distributions will be made until all the outstanding matters are addressed. And so I wrote back to her after this. I write back to her at 3:04 p.m. I wrote, yeah. Last time I checked, you don't call the shots. Don't know if you are aware of that or not. More childish games from you. I really think you enjoy this. It does something for you. Newsflash, you cannot hold money hostage over worthless shit you think I have. That's called extortion, and again, you put it all in writing. So I guess we'll be like two gunslingers in the wild, wild west, because I'm not sending you anything, and I don't have to sign any contracts. I guess we'll just wait until you grow up. I won't hold my breath. Two can play this game, so I guess we're stuck here, huh? I've spoken to my attorney about your ridiculous, outstanding matters, and you know what he says? Nothing. He laughs because it's a joke and so childish. We could both play that game too. You seem to think I don't know about all the stuff you took from my mom's house. That's what's so funny. In fact, I even have some photos of you removing those items. You should remember those. Where's the dresser, huh? Where's the stuff you took? You have some nerve, really. We could play this game all day and let everything waste away. You seem to think you have some power or leverage over me. All you have is your imagination and a clear lack of wanting to resolve issues and get this estate settled. I guess we'll just keep it in limbo forever while you pout. Sounds good. Have fun with that. I shouldn't have even wasted my time again. So for whatever reason, I guess because I wrote, you seem to think I don't know about all the stuff you took from my mom's house, I guess that prompted my brother to send me a photograph of himself, which was shocking, to say the least, holding up my email. And he circles my email with a little arrow and writes, call your attorney, and then signs his name. As if this is supposed to prove something. Like, is this supposed to prove that you're writing the emails? You printed an email out. Wow, that proves it. Ugh, I can't even look at his face. I really can't. This is like, I can't even explain to you guys that I have so much like disdain for him. I can't even look at his face because I just want to smash my phone. So he looks disgusting in this picture. I'm like, you look disturbed, bro, really. So anyway, I write back to him and I write laughing faces. Is this supposed to prove something? Wow, you couldn't have logged on to another email and printed that at work or anything. If it's really you, why do you have the images shut off in your email? Looks like you have something to hide. Do you realize how much evidence I have that either proves or strongly suggests that it's not you? Strange, however, since I discussed the email tracker, you are hiding. Really, Steven? Come on, grow up. You are making yourself look like such a fool. And get some sleep, you'll look a little tired. He looked like shit in this picture. He has like all acne bumps on his head. Like, he did not look good. He has like bags under his eyes. He looked like shit. And so, here's what's so funny. I'm forwarding this to my attorney, and I'm looking at the picture, which made me ill. And I noticed something. I'm like, oh my god, this fucking idiot. If you look at the very top of the email where it has like the to and from, it says from, and then it has the Stephen J. Smith account, and then it says to, and it has his regular account. And I'm like, if you printed my email out, why doesn't it say it's from me? Why is it from you? And I'm like, what an idiot. He had to forward himself the email, right? Or Satan had to forward. So I write back to him again the next morning, and I'm like, I said, I was just forwarding your email to my attorney and realized you forwarded the email to yourself and printed it out. Oh my god. And I put like a million laughing faces. Well, if it was you, why couldn't you just open up my email and print it out? Why would you need to forward it to yourself? Guess Satan didn't give you the password to the account. Holy shit. Nice proof. Did she tell you to take the picture too? Well, you just proved your other email account works and you're still using it. Good job. This erratic, bizarre behavior from my brother is like, it's so creepy to me. Like, I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? I really started to question whether or not he was on drugs or something at this point in time. All these like weird phone calls, you're sending pictures, like, dude, are you all right? Are you feeling okay? I don't know. You look creepy. So then I get an email back. Or it proves that my company's IT policy doesn't allow me to log into external email accounts, so I have to forward stuff in my phone to my work email and print it. Nice sleuthing though. Glad you're calling your attorney about this. I call bullshit on that. I call bullshit on that. Okay, I write back to him, likely story. And for some reason, I completely forgot to read that one, so I'm going to read it to you now. So I give him the thumbs up and the okay, and I write, yeah, okay, likely story, even if a photo of you with a piece of paper proves nothing. Doesn't prove it's Steven writing the emails. What a clown. Thanks for the entertainment, though. And then I let my attorney handle. I said, you know what? I'm done dealing with these assholes. I'm going to let my attorney handle it, okay? So my attorney sends their attorney on December 1st. He writes, Dear Mr. Bad, as per your email of November 27, 2017, the issue of the $1,600 withdrawal, please find all receipts that were spent. So I got all the receipts together. I couldn't believe I even had them because I had saved some of them, and then I had to go to Walmart, okay? This was crazy. Well, that they were even able to do this because it's like a year later now. I had to go to Walmart, and they had to go search through this whole log and all this shit, but they ended up finding my receipts, and so every dollar was accounted for. And I think there was one receipt that I lost that was something that I bought at, like, I don't know, somewhere. So it was like $40. So I was like, dude, you want the 20 bucks? I'll give it to you. No problem. So he writes, my client agrees that your client can have the jukebox if he still wants it. She has 2 medical bills so far to be paid from the estate. With regard to the inventory, she is not going to include anything of particular value. However, it would be appropriate to have an inventory of the things he took from the house, all the photographs that he took from the house. Just gotta pause here. I am not really sure why my attorney wrote that. I think he kind of made a mistake there and was basically trying to say that if they want us to provide an inventory, then it would be appropriate for my brother to provide an inventory, but I think he just messed up. Please note, there is still an outstanding bill in the amount of $196 for the care of their mother's 2 dogs, which should be paid. Now, this was for Kara. And as I was going through the receipts for the money that I had for the $1,600, I had discovered that I still owed Kara $196. I didn't even realize it at the time. And she's such a good person that she never even asked me for it. So then he writes, this is getting to be very silly. Please call me upon receipt of this matter. Okay, so that was December 1st. I spoke to my attorney, and my attorney's like, just go sign the contract for the house. Your brother already signed his portion. Now you have to go sign yours. So I met the Crypt Keepers at my mom's house, and I signed the contracts, which was just devastating. Devastating. So Thanksgiving passes, okay? And I get through Thanksgiving. We're in December now. And again, I didn't want to bring this shit into the holidays with me, but clearly these assholes, they don't care. They don't care. This girl does not care, okay? Now, she probably wanted to ruin my Christmas, I'm pretty sure, because that's what she does. She's a piece of shit. I just didn't email them. I was like, I signed the contract for the house. I'm just gonna wait. So now it's December 11th, okay? A couple of weeks before Christmas. And I get an email from Satan at 8:35 p.m. Leanna, since the contracts are now signed and the closing will most likely be in January, I will be ordering another oil delivery. I just have to pause here because I find this so funny. Satan has bought several houses, you know, with ex-husband number 1 and ex-husband number 2. I think it's like 4 houses with ex-husband, you know, number 2, and 2 houses with my brother she's been in already. Well, she owned the 1 house and then whatever. If you look her name up on like one of those search sites, she has like 100 addresses. This girl has like lived everywhere because she's a psychopath and can't stay in the same house for too long. But I find it funny that she actually thought that we were gonna be able to close on the house in January. Dude, we had just signed the contracts like the end of November, and you really think that through Christmas that the house would be closed in January? Are you fucking kidding me? No, no. Mrs. Know-It-All over here, you know, the real estate expert, clearly you don't know shit. We will receive a credit for any remaining oil at the closing. Who gives a shit? I still need a full accounting of the estate as previously requested. If you want a partial distribution prior to the final settlement of the estate, which could be in the spring or summer, I'll need the following. And again, I don't know where she's getting this shit. So here we go with the fucking bullet points, okay? Bullet point number 1. Written authorization that I could retrieve the jukebox. I'm pretty sure my attorney had already told their attorney that they could take it. Bullet point number 2. Dad's JB ring, which you took from the safe the night before the wake. I'll get into that in a second. This is the funniest thing, okay? The bracelet that their daughter gave mom as a gift. It was a Keep Collective bracelet that I bought through my Aunt Debbie's daughter, Kristen. Ready? Here we go. Satan's now, like she's taking hostages. It's like, ugh. You could drop these off at your attorney's office. Once you do, I will drop off 2 checks, one for each of us in the amount of $100,000, which you can sign them at your attorney's office. I will pick up mine and you could take yours. All other estate matters will have to be settled prior to final distributions. Thank you. Okay, let's break this down. First off, clearly Satan needed some money. But you see what she does? This is narcissist thing, and this is a great example of what they do. She created this narrative here that it's like, I want the money, even though it's her asking for the money and clearly wanting to get $100,000. She's like turning it on me and like, well, I'll give you the money if you do this, that, and the other things. But you're the one who's clearly looking for the money, because I just let it go. I was like, whatever. I signed the contract for the house and we'll just sit here. I don't give a fuck. You want to play games? Great. I was in no rush for this money. I really didn't care. Okay, so let's go back to her bullet points. Written authorization that I could retrieve the jukebox. I don't know why she needed that. My attorney already told him. Second thing. Now, this is a big one here. Dad's JB ring, which you took from the safe the night before the wake. This was funny to me that Satan brought this ring up, okay? This is my dad's ring right here, okay? That's my dad's ring, okay? My dad used to wear this ring when I was young. And I think I told you guys this. When my dad passed away, he didn't have much. He didn't really have hobbies or anything like that. We all still lived at home at the time, okay, when my dad passed away. I was like 26 and my brother was 28, 29 years old, and we still lived at home, okay? And I remember the day after the wake, my mom had pulled out a couple of his things and asked us what we wanted. And so she gave my brother his sunglasses, his watch. You know, most of the stuff went to my brother because, like, I'm not going to wear my dad's Ray-Ban sunglasses. Like, you know, they're men's sunglasses, right? So the only thing I wanted was this ring. And to this day, this ring is the only thing I have, really, of his. My brother got the rest of the stuff. He took his jacket, he took this and that and the other thing, okay? And I took this ring. This was in April 2006. So where she got that I took this out of the safe, I don't know. My brother is well aware of the fact that I have this ring because, again, he was there when my mom gave it to me. But not only that, I put this ring on this chain with my dad's cross that has his ashes in it. I think I've showed you guys this before, okay? So I wore this thing for fucking years around my neck. My brother is well aware of the fact that I have this ring and that I have had this ring. Where Satan got this from, I'll tell you guys. This ring was purchased for my dad by his ex-wife. Now, I don't know if I told you guys this part, but I have 2 sisters. I had 2 half-sisters who are from my dad's, you know, previous marriage. They're over like 15 years older than me, so we didn't grow up together, and I haven't talked to them in years. I was still in touch with the younger of the 2, but she's a fucking asshole too. This girl has huge problems. She got in a fight with my mom years ago, and she wouldn't talk to my mom for like the last few years of my mom's life. She was another asshole. Gave my mom a hard time for putting ham in the lasagna. I shit you not. I was still in touch with her, even though she was an asshole to my mom. I shouldn't have been talking to her, but to be honest with you guys, I pitied her. She had a pretty rough life growing up. Her mom had some serious mental issues, and she had a really rough life growing up, okay? My dad was just like walking dollar sign to her. Like, the only time she would contact my dad was if she needed something. And then, like, through the years, she would come in and out of our lives. It was like she would be around for a couple of years, and then, you know, something would piss her off, and then she would stop talking to my dad, and then all of a sudden she would just show up again. And every time my parents, you know, took her back in with open arms, and we tried to repair the relationship, but it just like never worked out. But, you know, I kind of felt bad for my sister, because I think, like her mother, she has some mental problems. The oldest sister, she just, I don't know. I'm not giving my dad a pass. He wasn't the best father to them, okay? But the man is dead, and you did talk to him in the, you know, last years of his life and whatever. I don't want to get into the whole story. I was the only one talking to my sister at this point in time. She doesn't talk to my other sister. She doesn't talk to my brother. She wasn't talking to my mom. My dad clearly passed away. So I was really the only family member she was talking to. And it's around the time where we were signing the contracts for my mom's house, and, you know, I was having a really rough time. I've told you guys this. And I was kind of using Facebook as like a sounding board. I would write these long things, and Facebook became my grief journal. So my sister was aware of what was going on with the house, right? I was keeping her kind of up to date about what was going on with my brother and Satan, and how they were treating me, and all this other shit. She was well aware of what was going on. So I think it was about mid-November, she reaches out to me and asks me how I would feel about splitting part of my mom's house with her. Okay, and as always, I bring you guys receipts. And so, okay, she wrote to me on October 28th. She writes, "I was just wondering if you would consider this. Do you think that upon the sale of the house, you could split it 4 ways, since we are also daddy's kids? And we get 0 from him, and he had a stake in the house." And before I go on, I just have to add how it's so funny that she's all of a sudden so concerned about her sister, who at this point in time she hasn't talked to in about 10 years. Since he didn't think enough of us to include us, and we are his children as well, it does not seem fair that 2 get all and 2 get none. Legally, you don't have to, but as a moral issue, it would be nice to be included. Just something to think about. Now, I didn't answer her because I was like, are you kidding me? I am not splitting this. Plus, to add insult to injury, I had seen some of the nasty posts that she wrote about my dad, like this one that she wrote on Father's Day that year. She writes, "Such nice Father's Day posts. I wish I could add to them. But when your father tells you you're on your own, don't expect college money, pay for your wedding, or any help, there's not much left to say." I don't know if she, like, didn't know I saw these things or what, but, like, really, you expect me to give you money after you talk about my dead father like that? Like, what the hell world are you living in? So I never answered that message that she sent to me. So for whatever reason, about a week later, I guess I had written something on Facebook. I'm not really 100% sure. And so on November 4th, she makes a post that says, "Another part of 2 get all and 2 get none. My father had a JB initial ring, which I was supposed to get because I am the only child that is a JB. Besides, the fact that my mom bought him that ring when they were married in 1961. Guess who his wife gives it to? Her daughter. Enjoy my mom's gift, who is also dead, and I got nothing but bills from." I mean, like, she didn't even go to her own mother's wake. She did not care about her mother. Like, this ring meant anything to her. And again, she didn't talk to my dad, and she didn't get nothing for a reason. And that's not my choice. That was my parents' choice. And they're gone, and I'm sorry, I can't change that. And so, you know, one of her friends sympathizes with her and writes, "That's horrible, sorry." And then my sister writes back to her, "I know, right? That's the way it's always been. Her kids got $100 Cabbage Patch," and then she writes in parentheses, "the 80s. I got a beach towel." This is just ridiculous. And we got into this whole big argument and this whole big fight, and we went back and forth. And then I wrote to her. So I'm not going to read you guys the whole thing because it's just so ridiculous. And so I wrote to her, and God, I hope everyone sees this before you delete it. And so she writes back to me, and you guys aren't going to believe this. "I won't delete it. You're a clone of your mother gimmies." I don't know what that means, but okay. "And a liar. I think Steven and the Coppolas, my mom's family, have it right. The cheese stands alone. Live and be well. Wait for the next post coming soon. How your mother was a homewrecker and has children born out of wedlock. Oh, wait, so did you. Like, just so petty and ridiculous. And how dare you call my mother a homewrecker and then expect me to give you money? Like, if that's what you think of my mom, why would you want her money? It's just disgusting. And she has no business talking about me being alone because she literally has nobody. And the only reason she wanted this money, I might add, is because she was planning on getting divorced from her husband. So this was where Satan got this from, because I'm sure, Aunt Debbie or Aunt Betty or one of them saw this whole fight going down on Facebook. And this is where Satan got the whole thing about, my dad's ring. I was totally confused about this. I'm like, why do you think you're entitled to a portion of the proceeds from my mom's house? I'm having enough fucking problems, and she knew this, and now you're gonna add to them, right? I'm going through shit. Why is this about you? Where were you? You didn't come to my mom's wake. You didn't even talk to her in the last couple of years, and now you want money from her house? Are you fucking kidding me? And her argument was that my dad bought the house. Yeah, in 1981, my dad paid $40,000 for our house. You know how many times they had refied the mortgage, and the house wasn't in my dad's name. It was in my mom's name. And then she starts complaining that she didn't get anything from my dad and yada, yada, yada. Now, I didn't either. I don't know if she thinks like my mom gave us money or something when my dad passed away. We didn't get shit. This was the only fucking thing I got from my dad. My sister had been after this ring for years. She would always mention it, make me feel awkward. She's like, my mom bought it for him. Okay, that's great. But my mom gave it to me, and that's it. I wasn't giving the ring up. It was the only thing I had left of my dad. And guess what? When my dad was sick, do you think my sister drove him to one chemo appointment? Nope. Do you think she drove him to radiation? Nope. Do you think she helped take care of him and change his pajamas and shit? Nope. She didn't do anything. And in fact, she didn't even come and visit my dad. My dad was in the hospital a few times that year. She never came to see him. And she didn't even come to our house to see him or sit with him or do anything. And now you're like so worried about him, right? She did show up at his wake, but now that I know how she is, it was probably just because she thought she would get something out of it. She wasn't even there. She hid behind, because she had just had a baby, so she hid behind the baby as an excuse to not be there for my dad. And then you don't come to my mom's wake. You want to know what this tacky bitch did? You want to talk about tacky bitches? You know those flowers like they sell at the supermarket that come in that like plastic cellophane wrap, like the bouquet? She fucking went across the street to a supermarket and dropped that off at the funeral home, but didn't even come in, like, before the funeral started. I guess that was her effort to, like, say, hey, I'm here, I put a little effort in. Meanwhile, didn't even come to the wake. And now you want a portion of my mom's house? Go fuck yourself. So, needless to say, I don't talk to her anymore. She wrote something about the ring, so I assume Satan saw it and thought I stole it out of the safe. And I'm like, my brother knows that I've had this ring. There's no question in my mind. My brother knows I've had this ring for the last, like, God knows how many years. I mean, I wore it all the time. So, there's that, okay? And then, let's go to Satan's third bullet point. The bracelet that my daughter gave to mom as a gift. It was a Keep Collective bracelet that I bought through my cousin Chris. Let's address that one, okay? I know exactly which bracelet they were talking about. It's this ugly piece of shit. These were tacky, cheap, plastic bracelets. To be honest with you guys, I didn't even want the thing. I was like, here, you want this piece of garbage? Go ahead. Like, really? Really? Okay. Why didn't you think about that? That bracelet was sitting in my mom's room. Why didn't you take it? If you wanted it so bad. It was literally like sitting out in the open where they could have just taken it. Cause, as we all know, Satan helped herself to my mom's jewelry, like her Apple Watch straps and God knows what else. So if you were so sentimental about that bracelet, why didn't you take it that day? But here's the thing that I find so funny about this. Their daughter was 6 months old at the time when she gave it to my mom. Wow, she's pretty advanced for 6 months old that she called up my cousin, went through a catalog and ordered this bracelet. I mean, why do you have to even put that your daughter gave it to her? Like, give me a break. Your daughter was 6 months old. You think I don't know that? And the other thing I have to add to that is, like, my cousin Kristen, you're an asshole for even talking to this bitch and selling her anything. But that's besides the point. So then she's telling me, you could drop these off at your attorney's. Like, you're going to tell me how this goes down? I just want to add, too, that you see how everything has to happen on their terms. I have to drop off the items first. Seton wanted to ensure that she got what she wanted and that I signed the check, and I dropped it off at my attorney's office, and all they had to do was just come and pick a check up. She wanted to make sure that there was no way my brother and I were going to meet up and exchange these items. And also, she didn't want to drop the check off at my attorney's office and chance not getting these stupid bullshit things that she's fighting about, which really was just a plastic bracelet that was worth nothing. And I might add, missing one of the stones because it was so cheaply made. Seton seemed to not understand that she couldn't extort me and hold on to $100,000 that is mine, that is rightfully mine, for this cheap ass little rinky dink made in China stupid bracelet. She's not allowed to do that. So I decided to write back. So that's it for this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one.